One of the things that I see so many brands get wrong is overthinking video marketing. And truth be told, as someone who works in video, I'm just as guilty of this. Good video marketing really is just having a foundation to start. And for me, that didn't really click right away. I think in building my business, I really had to look at myself as a client before this fully started to click. So the foundation for me when I'm kind of thinking about good video marketing, it's really looking at it like an online relationship. Now, there's going to be a time and a place to make really cool, really elaborate, creative marketing. You want to tell awesome stories, you want to do cool visuals, but if you don't have a foundation in place, then there's not really going to be anything for them to latch onto. And, looking at video more as a system and how everything interacts and plays together, and then you're infusing it with consistency, that goes a long way. But what we're going to really focus on today is this relationship element. So when we're thinking about video marketing, let's not overcomplicate it. Let's keep it really simple. If we look at the foundation of okay, in my business, how am I building relationships in person, in real life? That's a great place to start. What are you talking about with your customers? Where are those moments that click? Or when you think about the trust that you're building or the way that you help your customers, these in real life moments go a long way in helping to inform and to really look at, okay, what's it going to take to build a successful business with video marketing? When we can start to look at it from that viewpoint, instead of this, we got to do a cool video, it forces us to really do two things. Forces us to look at what is successful in our business, and that is our strongest point. So we're doubling down on our strongest efforts. These are a lot of educational or helpful pieces of content that build trust. And number two, it's really going to force us to look at how we show up in video. So less on the, let's make something that just answers a question, but let's bring some personality. Let's think about who I am, my character. These small soft skills go a long way. And when we can bring those to the camera, we really do start to do that relationship building side of things. Let's bring some charisma. Let's bring some of our personality to the table. When you're looking at really great businesses, you have leaders, you have sales teams, you have marketing teams, you have people that hire people. People want to know who they're working with. They want to feel trusted. They want to feel like, I like this person. I align with this person. So bringing some of that to the table goes a lot further than what we realize. And it makes this marketing thing simple because we're not trying to rewrite something or be something that we aren't. We're just trying to be ourselves, but in front of a camera and build that authentic relationship that has already worked in the past. So this teeters supernaturally into the second point, which is content creation should really focus on conversations. Like I said, a lot of these things that you're already doing work for a reason. It's because you've had in real life conversations. So really replaying back, what's a meaningful conversation I've had? What's a big win I've had? What's one of our favorite customers? And what are those conversations looking like, feeling like? And how can we duplicate that? This is a great place to start with the ideation, making a brain dump, whether you have a Google document, just notes on your phone or whatever, throwing down some of these ideas, just giving yourself some time to really reflect. This is, again, going to kind of do two pieces. It's going to get you the content to get started and to think about these things, but it's also going to give you a sense of gratitude. I know for myself, when I started to go through this process and come up with these ideas, it made me really look back on man, what am I doing super well in my business? Who are my favorite customers? Why might they be my favorite customers? And how can I use content creation to kind of create more of that? There's this saying of good marketing should attract and repel. I think it can be kind of scary when we put something out there. It's not everyone's going to agree with this. Well, the best part is when you're looking at your favorite customers, the people that you love to work with, they're going to be something about them that just makes them so unique and so different. So being able to lean in and really talk about those things, one, it's going to make your business stand out and not just be full of buzzwords and inspirational things that 100 other businesses, maybe even 1,000 other businesses have in their copy. And it's going to make you more human, more real, more authentic. And it is going to repel away the customers that maybe you don't want to work with. So don't be afraid to be bold. Think about those conversations and the things that your customers are telling you. This is great ways to bring personality to your brand and to be a bold brand that's not afraid to, just unapologetically be who you are. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there because it's going to attract more of what you want. One of the other pieces that I think that'll help go together with this is just simply asking yourself, am I taking or am I helping? Obviously, educational content is something that I'm very passionate about. I think naturally I love it because it helps remove resistance throughout so many processes. When I think about helping, I'm really always thinking about, how do I enhance the experience? How do I make it so awesome to work with us? And a piece of video content can go a long way of automating that process, but still bringing personality to it. Now, when we think about how a lot of content is made, a lot of people are really focused on a strong CTA. This is great if you're trying to sell, but I'm really always trying to look at, out of 10 pieces of content, 9 pieces should be just adding value. And maybe 1 piece should be asking for someone to do something. I'm not anti-call to action, but I think when we're asking, it feels salesy, and the video is not going to feel as genuine as just coming to the table and saying like, hey, how can this be helpful? How can this be something that helps our customers, that helps our community? This is going to help create more shareable content, but also it can be something that's really helpful for your sales team. What's a piece of content that's going to help my team? How can it help them directly or help them indirectly with some of their customers? How is it going to make your life easier, save some time? Truth be told, a lot of your potential customers, they're probably not liking, commenting, sharing your content as much as they're lurking and they're trying to learn and see if they trust you. In my experience, that has just been the truth. So even kind of using an example, being in a video person, we have photo and video content to highlight our work all the time. I would be sharing all of our flashiest content. And, obviously some people see that and they're like, yeah, I love that. That's awesome. But most of that audience were people that were other creatives. Back in 2018, I just noticed I was answering a lot of questions, and I felt like, especially when we were bringing new customers on board, they didn't really know what we did super well. And I started to just set aside some time to create a thought leadership series. These were short 45-second to 3-minute long videos where we would elaborate on some of our personality or the way that we do business or one of our processes and the way we wanted our customers to feel going through that process. Now, what's funny is that content did not perform nearly as well as our flashier content. But what I started to notice within a year was everyone that was signing on with us was like, yeah, I actually really love this point. That content, while it didn't rack up as many views and the metrics, it did build a ton of trust. And every single new customer that was coming into our ecosystem was either pointing to one of those pieces of content or something that just felt like, I feel like I can trust you guys. So when we're really looking at creating content, it comes back to this idea of we should be building a relationship online. When you think about how you interact with people in real life, it's this relationship piece. And when we can kind of take that and we can model that online, it's so much easier for us to show up time and time again. It becomes easier to nurture leads, and it becomes so much less stressful when we think about content creation. How do I want my brand to be online? How do I want people to interact? Am I adding value? Am I struggling to come up with content? What kind of relationship do I want? Over the years, I've seen so many more of our customers say, I want to work with you for X, Y, and Z reason. And none of it has to do with the quality of video or photo work. It has more to do with us as people. And I'm so much happier working with clients that respect us, that we've earned trust with, that there's so much less friction with right out the get-go.